Okay, here we are. We're at Shawnigan Lake School for the girls AAA Provincial Rugby Final. The two contestants are the host school, Shawnigan Lake School, and they're playing Carson Graham Secondary School from North Vancouver. Mr. Clinton Baker, my partner in crime. What do you got to say about today?
Well, stating the obvious, it's going to be a good day of wet weather rugby, which that's it. I think will be some conditions that will not be too much of a problem for the Shawnigan girls. From what I've seen, they've got some good hard running forwards, and they could probably play the tight game. But also, you'd hope they'd show a bit of endeavour and move the ball when it's on. But certainly, some strategy will come into play.
Oh yeah, different tactics in the wet conditions for sure. It'll be interesting to see whether any of the teams choose to use the foot a little bit more today and possibly put the opposition under a bit of pressure, trying to handle a high ball or two. The old high ball early on is never a bad tactic, especially with a wet ball.
Yeah, well, here we go. It sort of takes you back a little bit, doesn't it? Looking at those pre-match huddles before a big
stuff,
game.
mate. Goosebump stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
This is what both teams, the girls, have been both working hard all year long to get to this point. And the key here is to not kind of go inside themselves and not be able to express themselves on the field and show their skills and athleticism.
So who will be talking down there, Mr. Murdy? Who do you think the big voices will be trying to focus the troops?
Well, the coaches are in the circle there as well, but I would hope and think that it's probably your grade 12 leaders. There's probably Maggie Banks and Chloe Story-Soth and some really strong players in Michaela Brennan-McCann as a grade 11 and Sydney Hall as well as a grade 11. I would assume that those are in the key sort of spine of the team, they may have a word or two for the team.
Yeah, you'd certainly think so. Just looking around at some of the players, you mentioned some who stood out yesterday. Maddie Nicholson really grew into the game against Gleneagles as it wore on yesterday. She'll be looking to pick up where she left off. Yeah,
she's a very athletic, strong kid. This team has certainly benefited from the addition of some of these hockey girls that have really contributed in many ways to the school, but in particular to the school's athletic program in a different Term 3 sport. Down below here we have most, if not all, of the boys' first 15 that are here to also support the girls, and that's great school spirit to be able to see that. Obviously the weather has affected the numbers of people here.
And of course the opposition, a team and a rugby program that you know well. Tell us a bit about about who we're playing today.
Yeah, we're playing Carson Graham from North Vancouver. A lot of these girls would probably play club rugby as well at the Capilano Club, and they have a strong tradition of boys and girls rugby. They had a good tour this year, which would have given them a good kickstart at the start of the year. They toured New Zealand, and as you know, as that's your homeland, there's no better place to be bled, so to speak, and learn the game.
Yeah, absolutely. From my playing days, Capilanos, Carson Graham, they known for bringing a bit of a hard edge, good, strong, uncompromising style of rugby.
Yeah, that's certainly the tradition of the program and the players that they build off that. They will try to feed off the physicality and have that as an opportunity to build momentum themselves. And as you know, the only way to meet physicality is with physicality. And I'm quietly confident that we'll be able to do that. It's the battle of the cheers right now, Mr. Clinton Baker.
Yeah, not an area that I ever excelled in, but the girls do that really well.
Not exactly a haka, but it gets them going. So it's the same idea. Oh, they're doing it again, and the girls with the traditional Iron Woman cheer, and it's a special day here because the original Iron Women are here as part of this celebration and festival of female sport at the school with the 30th anniversary of co-education here at Shawnigan.
Yeah, now don't hold your breath, but I saw Tori Graham, who was the first young lady to score a try for the first female girls rugby team at Shawnigan. I saw her earlier today. She said she might pop up for a bit of a guest appearance in the commentary booth.
Oh, that'd be great. She was actually spotted at the girls' training earlier this morning, and she had a few words with the girls of wishing them good luck and letting them know the traditions of the school and that program, that they were the originators of, or the four mothers. You can't say forefathers, but the first girls team for sure. Here we go. It's going to be Carson Graham kicking off starting with the restart. They'll be kicking. Looks like they're going to kick to the left. They got their forwards lined up to the left-hand side. The fly half is the kicker. She's quite a talented player, so we'll see if the girls can gather possession cleanly here. That's always one of the most important parts of the game, how you take the restarts. Difficult kick to handle, actually, but it was well gathered by Shawnigan. They set the ruck there. Clear out is not too good, but there's managed to maintain possession. It's hit up by Taylor Northcott. Sydney Hall working hard to get the ball and has cleared it off the ruck to Kiara Stecco, a big strong girl, using the fend and driving hard with her legs there. Carson trying to rip the ball in the tackle, and Carson are all offside here. Maggie Banks makes a break there. She's going to use her right hand fend, showing great power and pace, and she is well tackled by the Carson Graham fly half, but good support play by Chloe Story South to get there. But it looks like it came in from an offside position at the tackle, and Shawnigan unlucky not to score there, but with a penalty 5 meters from the try line. Sydney with the tap, playing the ball off to Kiara, who's driving hard with her legs there, setting the ruck. Pick and go from, I believe it's Michaela Brennan McCann, scores a try.
Yeah, what a start by Shawnigan. What a start. Yeah, great break by Maggie Banks. Bit of a defensive miscommunication there, but she took the chance. She doesn't need a second invitation to take a gap, and a great chase by the defender, but eventually the numbers told, and yes, good start Shawnigan.
Fantastic start. That's the way you want to start the game. Hold on to possession, not give the opposition any opportunity to build any momentum themselves, and then obviously to create some opportunity and turn it into points. Maggie Banks would be a difficult rugby player to stop. I'm not so sure I would like to have to put my shoulder in front of her with a full head of steam, but she is a good rugby player with a very bright future in the sport.
Yeah, she's a handful for sure, and that'll do a world of good, just settling the nerves. Couldn't ask for a better start from a home team defending your provincial title.
Kick hooked wide to the left. Score will be 5-0. Score is 5-0 after only about 4 minutes of play. So that's a great start. And again, this is, as we've talked about over the past few days, Matt, the restarts are so key here. You just don't want to score a try, then give the opposition a sniff here at trying to gain their own momentum. Different kicks. She kicked it much deeper this time to Maria Guadarrama, who's heavily strapped up and limping quite badly, but she's the captain and it will be tough getting her off the field. There's Kiara Stecco, who's had about 4 great carries so far. Over the top pass, difficult pass to pull off, but she got it away to Chloe Story-Stoth, who's beaten her defender on the outside. Right-footed step, offloaded to Emily Finley, who's driving hard, and she needs to get that ball back. Good presentation there, and that defender's offside, but play on. And they're still offside. The outside center is offside. You need to be behind the last foot of the ruck there. The girl with the green tights on is quite offside. Anyhow, there goes the number 8, Maria Guadarrama. Good ball presentation. We need to keep going the same way. There we go. Well done. Jerry Atkins stepping off the right foot, then off the left foot, making a half gap, and presenting the ball well. Sydney Hall quick to recycle this ball, coming back to the wide side of the field. Kiara Stecco again. She is on fire today. We have offside being signaled here by the referee finally. Good with their arm out, so playing advantage. Hailey Stevens offloads, and away we go. Chloe Story-Soth try and stop this girl. Oh, well ripped in the tackle. And I guess she's saying advantage is over. And this is not good. We'll see if Maggie can track her down. Whoa! And that is, they're going to call what we call a seat belt tackle, with her arm comes over the, when you're tackling from behind, your arm comes over the shoulder. And it's deemed a dangerous tackle. And she may receive some discipline here. She is going to be carded. Yellow card. That is, that's a bit harsh, and it's a penalty try. So that's unfortunately really important. The penalty try is, it's actually an automatic 7 points. You don't have to kick the ball. So the conversion is automatic on a penalty try. So it's 7-5 in favor of Carson with the yellow card. When a penalty is deemed to stop a for sure try, a penalty try is awarded.
What do you think about that, Tim? It's, of course, the safety of the players is of paramount importance. You want to send a good message early on. Maybe a firm warning and don't do it again, or there will be a card would have been an appropriate move.
You know, it's not what we would call empathetic refereeing, that's for sure. But by the letter of the law, she was correct, the referee, Julianne Zussman, who was a former international player herself. So,
yeah, I think she started well. I think she did see some of those offsides and played a good series of advantages, letting the game flow. So, yeah, fair enough.
Off our feet at the breakdown there, so penalty in favor of Carson Graham. Girls working hard to get back 10. And you hear below us the boys singing one of the school hymns, or the school hymn. And I'm not so sure that intimidates anybody that much, but they seem to enjoy doing it. It's good school spirit.
Yeah, it's something quite unique to Shawnigan. You know, it's we had chapel this morning, and it actually got a bit of a lump in my throat, the way the boys were belting out the hymns. It says a lot about the school, the way you sing together, and these guys, it does bring them together. Maybe not intimidating, but important to the school.
No question about it. It can be very powerful in there for sure. Carson lineout, thrown to the front. That's where they've thrown every lineout this tournament, and we need to get in front of that jumper. When you know where they're going, especially the front, the key is to get in front of the jumper. Looks like they're going to go into a little pick-and-go series here to try and get on the front foot, as they say. In a second well, she's kind of a crawl. Third pick-and-go, and again, you know, if we're going to be consistent there, all those support players are off their feet as well. So that's dummy switch given to the 13. Well tackled by Chloe, and good support over the ball by Carson Graham. We need to make sure that we're onside. Emily needs to back up a bit. And, yep, Emily Finley was offside there, unfortunately. And the referee pointed at her and told her to get back, and that's a little over-exuberance. And she needs to make sure that she is behind the last foot of the ruck. Those offside penalties, I kind of call those lazy penalties.
Yeah, and again, important that the referee sets that early so that both teams have enough space to attack in. Good, good to keep both teams honest.
Offside line is there for a reason, for sure. You want a good attacking game, and if you're allowed to creep up over that line, it just takes away all the time and space. And you know, when you're an outside back, you've got plenty of time to shoot up and take that space yourself. So that's why I call it a lazy penalty. Carson line out here inside the 22. Let's see if they go for a catch and drive. Got some big forwards. Got to get is that Maria in front? There she goes. Oh, they threw to the middle this time. Good line up by Carson. Switch ball to the center, who's got a strong fence. She's offloaded though to the 10. They got numbers to burn on the outside here. Oh, knocked on, though, by the winger. And that's a product of probably a bit of a wet ball. Passed a little too hard.
Yeah, a few fumbles early on, as we predicted. Wet weather rugby, just players maybe not adapting as they should, so they'll get a feel for it.
Yep. Well, you know what I would do here, Mr. Clinton Baker? Look at that blind side. That winger, defending winger, is very deep, and I would run a 8-9-14 down the right-hand channel there, and it would be try time. Look where the fullback is as well. There's lots of space on the short side 15-meter channel if they recognize it. They lost the ball in the scrum. Oh, that's a killer. That's tough. Penalty to Shawnigan. They need to get back. She's gone quick. She tackled just short of the try line there. And Carson are going to pick and go here for sure. And a little knock on, though, by the Carson Graham forward as she tried to pick the ball. So let out of jail a little bit there, Matt.
Yeah, well, it takes me back to that semifinal yesterday where I think one of the turning points in that game was a goal line defensive stand the Shawnigan girls put in. And that was a chapter out of the same book. Really good defense and, a bit of luck when the opposition makes a mistake, but a bit of pressure will do that.
Here we go. We need a good scrum. Got to win the ball at the scrum first and then decide what we're going to do with it here. We got Chloe lined up who's a good kicker of the ball. But she hasn't given herself a lot of space there, so it's going to be a tough kick.
Hey, you're talking about the right winger there. That's another player to keep an eye on. Little Gracie McAllister. She's got a heap of pace.
She's got pace, and look how deep the defending winger is on the left-hand side. This is where, you have to have the confidence to attack space. They win the hook there. Looks like they're going to play safe and play it back to Chloe for a clearance. She's kicked the ball down the... Oh. Knock on there. Fortunately, the Carson winger knocked the ball on there. Looks like Gracie is got a little knock herself. She's down on the field. And the athletic therapist of Shawnigan, Jen Massingham, is making her way across the field to check her out. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. What are your thoughts on that, Matt? Deep in a defensive area, having a go.
Yeah.
Keeping in mind it is a final, so obviously there is that in play as well.
Yeah, I think high risk, high reward. It's I think probably there early at this stage, just going for the safe option. I think she was trying to exit out of her own 22. Probably the right call at this point in the game. Yeah. Got to play what's in front of you. That's the other thing. If there's space there, you got to attack it.
Yeah, no question. It's a real tough decision for sure, and it is a final. But my take on it is that you have to stick to the things that have made you successful to this point in the season, and what has made them successful is having the confidence to have a go when the opportunities are there, and that's a tasty blindside again. You got a good number 8, although they have Maria at number 8 who's so heavily strapped. Might be tough for her to get around the corner there. Quick hands to Gracie though. Woo-hoo. Oh my gosh, we're having some issues at the scrum there.
Just in this little pause, I think we've recognized a whole bunch of people that make this sort of thing happen, and I think one name we haven't put out there is Neil Trafford, who's just done such great work organizing this live stream. I'm sure there's so many parents, guardians, friends across the world who are watching this and really appreciate it. So big thanks to Neil.
Neil's gone above and beyond the call of duty for sure, and it's been just a great addition to what we offer for the kids and the parents. Little knock on at the base of the scrum there, so it's going to be a Carson Graham scrum. We're just having a bit of a tough time. Bin is over. Maggie Banks coming back on. So That's an important that we were able to get through that 7 minutes without giving up any points. And we'll want to take advantage of having a full complement of backs out there for sure now.
Yeah, that's a psychological win really for the Shawnigan team, and Maggie will be wanting to make up for that pressure she's put her team under. So keep an eye on her for the next couple of minutes.
Oh, yeah. Carson backs lined up very deep here. So though they will run a switch move here. Picked by the number 8, who's driven it forward hard, setting the platform. And Shawnigan working hard at the defensive breakdown. Ooh, that ball's... You can't crawl like that on the ground. The referee... They've allowed them to do that 3 times now. You cannot crawl with a ball. You're off your feet. You can present the ball back from that position, but you cannot crawl forward with it.
Yeah, a real obvious point that the Carson girls brought to this game, working around a few pick and goes, just working around the fringes of the breakdown. Interesting how long they persist with that.
I would be moving Maggie Banks to the right wing here and saying good night, nurse. Oh, come on. Another scrum lost. That's just unacceptable. You cannot lose your own put in at the scrum. The girls will need to get that sorted out. It's tough to get out of here. Tackler not released. And there they go. They're going to be back 10. And we'll see what Carson are going to do here.
So that's an interesting one for a guy who's never put my head into a scrum in my life. It didn't look like we were backpedaling there. Just the Carson Graham hooker just got her foot out and just a clean steal. What do you reckon is happening there?
Yeah, well, there are some dark arts in there for sure. But yeah, they don't seem to have the snap on. But the hooker, sometimes it's the tight head prop, is able to get their foot on that ball there. But they need to sort that out with getting see, the advantage is you know when the ball's going in. So that's getting the timing of the shove. Carson have gone for a short line out and a catch and drive, but that's well defended by Shawnigan, driving it hard back, and it's gone to the ground here. And it looks like a little knock on, and the referee has called for another scrum. Now let's try to get our body position right here and get this ball won back. We've got a incredibly gifted and athletic backline there, but they need the ball.
Yeah, shades of yesterday's game. We let ourselves be drawn into the type of game that the Gleneagles girls wanted to play, which was quite tight. And then as the game wore on, we were able to move the ball a little bit and play the more run and gun style of rugby we're used to. So hopefully the same pattern can play out today.
Okay, ladies, let's get the timing right here. That ball's hooked, and it's out of the scrum. Sarah Carmichael to Maggie Banks. Oh, she's knocked it on as she tried to take it up. And good defensive play there by the Carson Graham fly half, who came up and met Maggie straight on and knocked the ball back. Good tackle there, driving tackle back by the Shawnigan defender. And a bit of a counter ruck in play here. Looks like Carson have held on to the ball, though, and another penalty given up. Looks like Hailey Stevens lost her feet there at the breakdown, which is a bit unfortunate, unlucky at times. Points called. Now, the Carson goal kicker was very effective yesterday. She's a good kicker of the ball. So let's just make sure that the chasers are on side here, Miss Referee, as right now they are up pretty flat.
And this might be a result. They kicked to the corner last time, and Shawnigan defended it fantastically. So maybe having second thoughts about doing the same again, and probably not a bad option, trying to get some points out of this really long period of playing in the Shawnigan red zone.
Yeah, agreed. You need to take those opportunities to get points, and a well-defended lineout has made them question what the right option is. That is... kick, let it just run through, ladies. There we go. Kick through the in goal. So that'll be a 22-meter dropout kick for Shawnigan. And again, we need to get ourselves organized here. So on a 22-meter dropout, we need to spread the field defensively so that we have all the. You can see we're a little bit narrow there, Matt, in our defensive alignment. We need to spread out a little bit more. Starting to shift a little bit here. Get behind the kicker. There's a ball. It's kicked short. We need to come forward. Jerry Atkins, she's up for the task. She came forward, made the tackle on a girl twice her size. Well done, Jerry. Playing the ball off to the fly half, who is the playmaker here. Show and go. She'll do that a lot. And a good offload there by the center. And I believe that's one of the back row players who's on the go there, who's offloaded to the winger. And she is tackled into touch by the Shawnigan defender, who has taken a bit of a knock in the process.
I would have liked to see in that 22 a little bit more pressure. That Carson girl had so much time. Ooh. No real chase to speak of there.
No. You know, it's like line speed in defense. You can't just sit back and allow the opposition the opportunity to gather the ball and get their attack set and get their counterattack ready to go. You need to put them under pressure. You're running forward onto the ball. The advantage is actually to you to come up and really force the action. Not sure who's down there, Matt, but hopefully she's okay.
Yeah, I didn't spot it. It was quite a big contact. I saw her head snap back as she tackled, but here she goes back on her feet.
Yeah, and I think it's the back row player, Brendan McCann, and we don't want her off the field. She is a very hard-working back row player. Shawnigan line out, and we'll see what happens here. Carson have been good in the line out too. Their set piece in the forwards has been quite effective. Ooh, shoot. Ball shoveled on there. Shoveled on again. That's not good. But Maggie's over the top and should have won possession here, it looks like. She did. Well done, Maggie Banks. Ball's taken forward there. We need support over that ball carrier. And they've cleared it away. And it's in tight little offloads there, putting us right under sticks, which is a tough place to be playing rugby. And the halfback having to work hard at the breakdown herself. Here goes Chloe, though. Nice step. And she can go. Let's see what she can do here. Look at this. Against the run of play. Oh, we need a little pop there. And down the short side, Jerry Atkins. Well done. Stay in field. Well done, Jerry Atkins. Use that ball. Well done by the winger, Emily Finley. Get to the halfback there, ladies. Do not watch your halfback. Sydney Hall doing a great job. The tackler is supporting her body weight with her hands. That should be a penalty right there, offside there as well. And good little offload to Hailey Stevens. And good power. That's Taylor Northcott. Sorry, my apologies. And Balder Maria, who's hit Kiara Steckel on the outside with a double. Great offload to Michaela, who's bounced one tackler and able to keep the ball alive. And, unfortunately, it went to the deck there. And that defender was standing in an offside position. So it's going to be a penalty in fair. The other way there, young lady. It's Carson Graham's ball, or Shawnigan's ball.
Worth a try.
Yeah, worth a try, but I don't think so.
That's champagne rugby. Just three or four beautiful offloads.
Jouet, as they like to say. Here we go. Oh, come on, ladies. Sloppy play by Shawnigan. Worked so hard to get down in this end. And then just not organized and gave away a penalty. Quick tap by Carson, and away they go. Ooh, step into space. Come on, Maddie Nicholson. Make the tackle. Atta girl. Well done. And a good clear out by the Carson forwards in support. Wow, well done. Look at that. Quick tap, not back 10.
This is at a million miles an hour.
Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. Love it.
There's so much
Finals rugby.
So much to talk about there, Shawnigan.
No, get your mark. Sydney, move the ball forward to the mark. Ay. Whoa, there goes Taylor Northcott taking the ball up hard. And Sydney Hall, you cannot play the halfback at the breakdown. That's another penalty by Carson Graham. Go fast, Sydney. Do not wait for the opposition. There we go. Kara Stecco. Big fend with the right hand. Another fend with the right hand. And, oh, well presented ball. Use that ball quickly. Get to the ball. Well done, Hailey. She's picking up to Maggie Banks. Another couple big fends, and she's driving through the tackle here. Looks like she's going to try and present the ball. She's brought the ball to the deck here. We need to try to use it quickly. And Michaela with a little pass to Emily Finley there. She's driven the ball forward. Finally, we're in the attacking zone here. There goes Maddie Nicholson. You know, they are pretty close to being offside almost every ruck, I would say. Maggie Banks showing great power again, driving forward and working hard to make sure she presents the ball on our side. Good offload there, and away we go. Great left-hand fend. Oh, she's got 3 girls on the outside. She's got to move that ball. There we go. Oh, jeez, we need better ball than that, ladies. Go quickly here, Sydney. Quick, go. There we go. Quick tap. That's twice. We're backwards. Play on. Get to the ball, Sydney. Whoa, well done, Maggie Banks to hold on to that. Big fend, left-hand fend. And trying to free her hands up. Good support by Chloe. Emily Finley, get it down. It's a try. Great response by Shawnigan.
Oh, Murdy, you're making my ears hurt. You're getting so excited there.
Oh,
but what is not to be excited about?
This is finals rugby, Matt Clinton Baker. Come on, if you can't get excited about this, you are not human.
I couldn't agree more. And I said, go back a few minutes ago. They're exchanging little tight quarters passes right in the shadows of their own goalposts. And look where we are. 100 yards down the field, scoring the try in the left corner. 5 or 6 penalties in between. 5 or 6 beautiful little offloads. That is beautiful rugby.
Oh, champagne stuff. So that takes the scoreline to 10-7. 10-7 in favor of Shawnigan. And we are probably about 3 or 4 minutes left to go in the first half, I would say.
What I need to say is that's some huge character shown by the Shawnigan girls. You know, really under pressure. Lost a few scrums right on their goal line, but just fought for each other, came up, defended. There's a technical side to defense.
Ooh, nice try by Chloe, but wide to the left.
Yeah, but just to finish it off the technical side of defense, but also so much courage and heart and just wanting to work for that girl beside you. Really good work.
No, it's great stuff. Great stuff. Oh, here we go. It's going to be a restart by Carson Graham. They'll be kicking off to the Shawnigan ladies. And again, we want to be safe here under this ball and try and gather it as cleanly as we can. That ball is kicked short. Well taken by Hailey Stevens. Driving it up hard. And get the ball to the deck and get that defender out of there. Well done. Well done. Here we go. Let's go quick. Got him under the cosh again. Let's go. And away we go. Well done. There goes Maria Guadarrama. Leading by example. There's your captain playing like a captain. Well done. Look at the leg drive in the tackle. Excellent rugby by Maria Guadarrama. And played back. Here we go. She's offside. That's a shooter. Yes, she's a mile offside referee. Come on. Here's Sydney Hall. Make sure you've got support here, Sydney. Quick tap and go to Hailey again. Get to her. And, Sarah well tackled there. And may have knocked the ball on in the tackle. That's a bit unfortunate. But how about Maria Guadarrama driving the ball forward there, Matt?
Yeah, it's so good to see her back on the field. Like you said earlier on, it would have taken more than anything to keep her off the field today, and she's making the most of her chances. Just fantastic play. Just keeping herself alive by driving her legs.
Bit of an undersized back row player, but has a massive heart and will give everything she has, and that's why she's the captain. She is an inspirational player. Okay, the Kiara needs to be aware of the blind side here. Make sure that the number 8 doesn't pick down the short side here, and Sydney needs to talk to her a little bit. See what we can do. Oh, come on. That's brutal. An automatic call at the scrum. First early shove of the day. That's not very empathetic refereeing. Ball to deck. Let's come forward quick there, Gracie. Atta girl. Well done. Oh, she's signaling a high tackle for that. That is a bit harsh, I would say. Here we need to come forward again. That's a knock on, but she's going to play advantage for what she deemed a high tackle. I'm getting the nudge from my co-host here saying that I'm showing my bias and my understanding of the laws of the game.
It's very unlike you, Tim. I've never heard you talk to a ref before, so it's surprising.
Never talked to a referee in my life, except for you, Clinton Baker. It's not that you don't know the game. It's just you're not fit enough to keep up with the play. Here we go.
Missed touch.
Gracie to Jerry Atkins here. Oh, that good decision to not make that pass and hold the ball. Oh, that's hands in the ruck right there. Come on. There's no way that ball comes out naturally. That's, yeah. They knocked the ball on, and the ball was cleaned up there by the Shawnigan attackers there. Ball taken forward here by Hailey. Good. A bit of a bosh there. Well done. Good defense by the Carson defender there, but ball comes back. Clean ball here. And away we go. Maggie Banks taking a bit flat-footed to Chloe Story-Stock. Great tackle. And a good little offload there from the tackle. There goes Jerry Atkins again, and a nice offload to Maddie Nicholson. And a good offload by her to Isabel Ostrich. Okay, that's good power as well. And a good clean out there. Whoa. That is good work at the breakdown by Carson, but look at that tackle by Kiara Stecco. Carson Graham hold on to possession here. Look at the great defense by Michaela Brennan McCann. And that's a great opportunity for the counter ruck. Oh! The referee has called it, they're not supporting their body weight as they drive over the ball. And the referee is going to talk to both captains here, probably about the repeated infringements at the tackle area.
One thing I've noticed, Tim, I'd like your opinion on this one. There's penalties flying left, right, and center. It does seem a little bit willy-nilly out there. When it's on, obviously a quick tap is very difficult to defend against. Do you think they're overplaying the quick tap? Would you like to see a bit more slow structure, bit more of measured play?
Yeah, it's I think the reality of it is many of these penalties, if you had somebody with the foot skills to move the ball. She's tapped that ball, though, and cannot kick it. She tapped it first. She tapped the ball there, meaning that she could not go directly to touch. So the referee should have brought the ball all the way back to the mark and had a Shawnigan lineout from where it was kicked, not where it went out. Yeah, no, Matt, it's an interesting decision, like you said, at the penalty. Is you want to put them under pressure with a tap and go quick, or play with a bit of structure or go for territory. I think if you have kickers who can have the ability to play for territory, that's actually your best option in a game like this. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, and it depends on the lineouts. I think the Carson Graham girls have a pretty well-functioning lineout, and I think just carving off big chunks of territory and if you're confident to win the ball back, probably a good call. But I'll keep them on their toes with a few quick taps as well. A bit more variation I'd like to see.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tim, I'm going to hand over here, as promised, Tori Graham. You can
great.
You can ask her a few questions. It'll put her on the spot.
Fantastic. Well, it's very exciting to have Tori Graham here. Tori was a member of the very first Shawnigan Lake girls rugby team and also the very first try scorer for the Shawnigan Lake girls rugby program. Tori, great to have you here.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Are you enjoying the match so far?
I am. It's been very exciting.
And what are your thoughts on the match so far?
I think we could have started with a little more discipline, but running with the ball is good. They're doing well out there. Everyone's there in support. I think as maybe the second half, they will benefit from running a little more with the ball.
Yeah, no question. It'd be nice to see them be able to get in a bit of space and actually carry the ball a bit. But, to be fair, the Carson Graham team have had a lot of possession, and I think probably one of the biggest reasons is a bit of lack of discipline. We're giving away a lot of penalties.
I agree. Yeah.
Sometimes, in games of this magnitude, they are kids. We got to keep that all in mind. The kids can get pretty wound up, and it's a bit of over exuberance or enthusiasm. So that's where you need a strong captain to be able to sort of step forward and sort of refocus the group and remind them that we need to play with discipline. So many girls from your group here this weekend?
There is about 5 of us here.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And what grad year group was that?
I graduated in 1995, but our first team was in 1993.
1993, the first team, and then in 95 grad. Okay, so, and who were the first coaches of the female teams here?
We had Marius Felix.
Yeah.
And a fellow who came over from Scotland. His name was Hamish Dupont. He was like on a year visiting. And I seem to remember Bud Patel was either in that first year or the second year. I just can't remember.
Okay, yeah. Well, I don't know the Scottish gentleman, but I do know Bud very well. He's obviously one of our famous alumnus because of his new position as the headmaster of our local rivals, Brentwood.
Right. Yeah.
And Bud was a good rugby player by his own rights back in the day. And Marius, I know very well. He was a former teammate of mine. We played on the national team together many years ago. Oh, there's some refreshments being delivered here to the famous alumnus here. Nothing for the staff members, but that's the way it goes here.
I'll send him. I'll get him on it.
Oh, no. That's good. That's all good. All good. So it must be a lot of fun reconnecting with some of your classmates.
It is. It's fun. It's fun to be here watching this and in the environment. And
well, you guys, it's going because of your group spirit and drive, and certainly we're the leaders of the inspiration for the first female rugby program, but also female sports have really taken off here at the school, and it's a big year for the school. It's the 30th anniversary of coeducation, and we're doing a number of different opportunities, or taking a number of different opportunities to try and celebrate that, because it's such an important milestone for the school, and it's such a positive addition to the school. That's said by the father of a daughter who attends here. So
I think it makes me very proud to see where it's at now and to see how far it's come from when we started to now. And these girls, they look great out there. And hopefully this half will be in our favor.
Yeah, well, let's keep our fingers crossed. It's 10-5 at the half in our favor. Oh, 10-7, sorry. Yeah. From the penalty try where you get the automatic conversion. Mm-hmm. And we will be restarting, playing left to right with Chloe Starsoff with the drop kick to start the half here. Just kicked it off to the forwards. Well gathered by the Carson Graham girl who's played it off there. And they're moving the ball in a bit of sloppy play there. There's a knock on, and that's technically a penalty. The girl who fell on the ball was standing in front of the girl who knocked it on, so she's technically offside. Matt will remember that from the All Blacks in their controversial decision versus the British Lions 3 years ago, which he still claims should have been a series victory for the All Blacks. Set scrum here, though. Tori, what position did you play?
I was a flanker, open side.
That a girl?
Yeah, best position on the field.
You got it. Well, she's giving me the look right there. I'm a little bit nervous. Yeah, there's the shark eyes of a true open side flanker there, the killer eyes. Rolling in the back of the head as they're about to go in for the kill. No, the open side flanker is, if you've got the conditioning and the speed and the aggression, is an excellent position to be able to play. Never had the wheels for that spot. Oh. Ball's picked up well, the back of the scrum by Michaela Brennan McCann. Ooh, looking to run a switch with Gracie, but didn't recognize it. Sydney Hall's played the ball back in field to Hakari. Nice little offload there to Hailey. He's trying to drive the ball forward a bit, showing good strength in the tackle there. You need to get the Carson defender off the ball there. Good offload. Good leg drive by Maddie Nicholson, but I think she just forced it a little bit too hard. And the ball went forward there. Need to come forward, girls. Come forward. There we go. Ooh, good opportunities there, Tori.
Yep.
I'm sure you would enjoy watching Michaela play. She's the girl at the back of the scrum here. Plays open side flanker on defense and number 8 on attack.
Okay, yeah. Mix it up a bit.
Yeah, well, that's a sign of a dominant back row player. You want her as involved as much as you can.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to pass my mic back over.
Well, great chatting with you, and great to have the ladies here back at the school. Let's try and make it more often.
Nice to be here.
Great. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, that was Tori Graham, who's a big part of the history of Shawnigan sport here. So great to have her here. Ball kicked right down the middle of the field to Jerry Atkins, fullback, and she makes a nice step and has presented the ball well there. And ball played off the base from Sydney Hall to Gracie McAllister, who's done a good job of coming in field. And they're using Kiara Steckel there, who's had some great effect as a runner. Isabel Ostrich, this girl is tough. They are, oh God, I hate to say it, Mr. Klimbaker, but they are offside defensively at the ruck. See the girl here in the orange boots? That's nowhere near the last foot. Good step by Chloe Story-Soth. Offload there to Emily Finley, and she is going to, oh, so close. Great defense by Carson Graham, though. Let's give them credit where credit's due. And driven up hard by the number 8 down the short side. Need to get her into touch. Well done. How about that for scramble defense?
She thought for all the money she was in the corner. Yeah, that is a team that is fighting for their place in this final. You think one more try.
I think of a funny story of a similar play like that when I was still coaching the public system. Mr. Samuel was the first 15 coach, and there was a Shawnigan right winger who did not score in the corner, and he had him running and diving after the game for the corner about a half dozen times to teach him a bit of a lesson. When you get that close to the try line, get your body down low and get over the try line and score the try. Got to change your body height and get low.
Yeah, that sounds very Rod Samuel-esque.
Oh, it was quite funny. The poor boy was scoring try after try against nobody in an empty Thunderbird Stadium.
Here we go. Interesting start to the second half here. It's what do we have? Any substitution? Looks like a very similar, if not unchanged, Shawnigan starting 15.
Well, I believe Isabel Ostrich has come in for Maria Guadarrama. We see down on the touchline here into the back row. Maria sucking it up and doing a great job for the team playing the first half, and Isabel's in there, who's fresh legs and fully fit, not playing with any injuries. So good decision by the coaches. Okay, big line out here. Oh, jeez. Ball was a bit overthrown, but still won. Taken forward here, and that is one of our forwards. I'm not sure who that was. One of the locks had a number 4 in her back, driving the ball forward. And a double there from Taylor Northcott to Maggie Banks, who's held in the tackle. Good defense by Carson Graham. And ball's recycled there to Chloe.
Quick hands will do it.
Quick hands will do it, but she is, good tackle again by Carson Graham. And we've held on to the ball here. Jerry Atkins has the ball and is given to Gracie. Get her down. That's a try. That's a great way to start the second half. And we have to give a very important assist there. They don't award assists in rugby. We're going to give it to Jerry Atkins there, who did not fall into the fatal error of having a white line fever and go for the try line herself, only to be held up 2 meters short. She saw that Gracie was unmarked on the outside and gave the ball to the unmarked player, who scored in the right-hand corner. Good rugby.
Yeah, she's been prominent today, I think, has Jerry. She's done her core duties as a fullback well, injected herself into the line at pace. She was the one that chased that 22. She's been all over the place.
Mm-hmm. important score. That takes the scoreline to 15-7 in favor of Shawnigan.
Outside of that one converted try spread. So, yeah, like you say, very important. That'll settle the nerves of the coaches maybe, just a bit.
Well, let's hope so. Ooh, she's bringing it around. That's a great effort. It's a little bit short. That was a great effort from Chloe Storysoft on the conversion. That's for a right-footed kicker on the right-hand side of the field. That's a tough kick.
She's not looking comfortable, is she?
She's not looking comfortable, but we're going to say, we need you, kid. That'll be the call from the sideline. Restart. Kick deep this time. Ooh, I'm not sure if that was ever touched. No, it wasn't ever touched. So that'll be a line out for Shawnigan Lake inside their 22. And that's, again, Matt, that's that, the importance of the restart and taking that ball clean. Now all of a sudden, you're under a bit of pressure yourself inside the 22-meter line. Shawnigan, 1, 2, 3, the 6 men, so they've matched the numbers well. Defensively, you have to match the numbers of the attacking throwing in team. They both dropped one forward, so it's 6 on 6 in the line out. Oh, jeez, I don't like seeing them slap the ball back like that, but good defense by Carson, but wow, is that ever good power by Maggie Banks to offload the ball there. We need support over the ball. Carson have attacked this breakdown quite well. Coming from the side, though, there's a Carson Graham girl down who I'm not sure how she got hurt there. I believe she's a center, so she might have come up on Maggie when she took it up. And, defensively there, Matt, the penalty was from coming in from the side or not coming through the gate, as they call. The gate is the width of the ruck, so the outside body on each side of the ruck establishes the width of the ruck. You can't come in from the side in front of the last person establishing the width there on one side or the other.
Yeah, it's such an important part of rugby, getting the rucks right. If a referee can police that area well and if teams are disciplined, it just adds to the game so much. It can be such a messy area of the game if not controlled properly. It
can be a messy area. It can also be an area, if you work hard at it, where you can really dominate the game. You can just dominate the game if you're able to hold on to possession in the rucks and you're able to physically establish a bit of dominance as well, because it's a great opportunity to come in hard as a big old forward. I used to love hitting rucks, and that was where you could sort of let people know you were on the field. Wasn't going to ever step anybody on the outside. So
Another, you mentioned the forward play there. For those people who maybe haven't watched a lot of rugby, the lineouts there have been a little bit sloppy because the jumpers have been tapping the ball back. We'd like to see maybe in these conditions is the player reach up, get it with two hands, land on their feet, and the players form around them. Sydney's being put under a lot of pressure, isn't she?
Oh, yeah. And here you go. Here's that tap and go again. Well, tap and then she kicked it, and she's actually gotten it over the head of the defender here. Who's a really good player. It's the Carson Graham fly half. Look at Carol Stacker down, though, but she stepped through the tackle. The referee's got her arm out. Oh, she's calling a knock on. That's a good call. Well done. I thought she was signaling for a penalty against us because she had her arm out towards Carson, which would mean that she's showing advantage for the Carson Graham team. But I guess she just was playing the knock-on advantage in favor of us. That was a good play by the Carson Graham fly half, though, to get back there and beat the first defender and take the ball forward. She's a good player.
Now, this is a good attacking position here. I think we're going to see a hit up in the midfield.
Whoa, another lost ball at the scrum.
Spoke too soon. The commentator's curse again.
Yeah. Oh, we have our hooker down here. She needs to get up. She's hurt her shoulder a little bit, so hopefully she's okay. That's Hailey. Ball's knocked on. Play advantage. Let's move this ball. There we go, into Chloe's hands. You got a winger on the outside. Go. Emily Finley, use your cast. Oh, great tackle by Carson Graham defender, but she's offloaded the ball or tried to offload the ball. Go quick now. Go now while they're all offside. This is the pet peeve. If we're going to tap the ball, we need to tap the ball when we have the opportunity and the defense isn't organized.
Interesting here. I think they are going to use a few forwards running on.
Good. A little more structure, it looks like, here from this move.
Yeah, a couple
Taking the ball forward, Kiara Stecco. Good defense. And slow ball. Okay, now you go quick. Ooh. Opportunities. We got to take them when they're there. Playing it off to Hailey Stevens, who's trucking the ball up hard here. She's got to get the ball back. That's good. Good presentation by her. Sydney Hall moving it to Sarah Carmichael, the fly half, who's offloaded to Kiara Stecco on her outside shoulder. Driving the ball forward hard again. And she's working hard to get that ball. She's offloaded the ball to Maddie Nicholson, who's driven the ball forward. We need to clear out that defender there who's gotten over the ball. And Maggie working hard, offloading the ball to Chloe. Look at the pace here by Chloe Starr-South, and she's offloaded the ball to Gracie McAllister. Stepped off her right foot to stay in field. That is great play by Gracie McAllister to gather that pass and to stay in field. Playing it short to Taylor Northcott. Oh, she's offloaded the ball, forced it. Here we go. Get the ball, scrum half. Oh, there we go. Sydney Hall. Let's not wait for the defense girls. Here we go. Quick tap to Maddie Nicholson. Boom! There we go. That's a try.
Over.
Oh, my God. She's called held up. That is a tough call. I don't know about that one. But anyways, what do I know?
Now you've got to give the referee the benefit of the doubt there right beside the play.
Come on, Mr. Clint Baker. I have x-ray vision from 60 meters away. And the referee right there. Maybe she has a little better eye than me, but I have.
It looked like that was try time.
Oh, it certainly did. But well defended. If it's not, legit no try, then good. Well done by Carson Graham.
Still a good attacking position here.
5-meter scrum. I'd be, you got Michaela Brennan McCann at the back of the scrum here. And it'd be, have a go, kid.
Too right. Here she goes.
Here she goes. Go, go. Good hard drive, leg drive. Okay, well done. Get her out of there. Recycle ball to Gracie. Little step and a little fend. And that's a try. That's a try. Well done. Gracie McAllister.
What she lacks in size, she makes up for with elusiveness and just energy. She is a live wire.
That is an important try, taking the scoreline to 20-7 in favor of Shawnigan. Restart to follow. Yeah, Carson Graham defended really, really well there, and like you said, the attacking 5-meter scrum, those are tough. If you're running off the back of the scrum and the defensive line is on the try line, it's tough because even if you are tackled, the next tackle line is basically a meter away from your try line. It's a very difficult spot to get out of.
Yeah, it's switching focus to the Carson girls here. It is tiring defending like they have. Like you say, they've been doing a hell of a job, but it takes a lot of gas, a lot of energy out of you to continually put your body on the line.
It's such an emotional game too, right? And you defend hard, and then you get scored on, and you lose a lot of that kind of drive and motivation. Whereas the Carson or the Shawnigan girls work hard, score. And then it's even more wind in your sails, and it's not deflating; it's actually inflating. So let's hope for more good things here to come from Shawnigan. Still lots of time to play, so we need to be good here. Here's a restart, kick deep into no man's land. Well taken by Maddie Nicholson, and here she goes. Boompa! Oh, force the offload though, Maddie, and hard luck there. Playing off with the forwards here, Carson Graham, well defended by Isabel Ostrich. She is a tough kid. Come up. Ooh. Well played by the Carson Graham attacker to free her hands up. Good tackle by Kiara Stecco from behind. And good counter ruck. Carson Graham looked to have stolen that ball back. Pick and go here by the Carson Graham forwards. And Sydney Hall over that ball quickly, but knocked off it by the Carson support players, who again are going into a little pick and drive. And a good tackle by Hakari. Wow, she's a courageous little one. There's another good tackle by Kiara Stecco. I'd like to see her tackle count by the end of the day. Some good hard work at the breakdown there. And you see how they're crawling. They're off their feet right there, but the referee's allowing them to do it. Driven back into the ruck there. That's good defense by Taylor Northcott. And they're going to shift the ball here. Dummy switch, I bet. Yep. And she's going to hold the ball and go. She's a good player. But should have moved the ball after she beat the first defender. And ball stolen at the tackle there by Maggie Banks. Whoa. Well, I think what they're saying is it's not Maggie, it's the other defender down on her, who's on the ground, who had not released. So tackler not released, so Maggie can't actually go for the ball yet until the tackler releases there.
Yeah, good response from the Carson girls. That's like you said, that 10. When she gets a bit of space, she is dangerous. And a few good ball runs, a few good offloads. One of their brightest periods of attack over the last wee while.
No question about it. And I'm not sure who's down here. Shawnigan defender down, being looked after by the athletic therapist, Jen Massingham. And let's hope it's nothing too serious.
It's been a physical game, hasn't it? There have been some huge collisions.
Finals rugby for sure. Both teams putting their bodies on the line. Both teams putting the big hits in and big carries. So it's good. There's been a lot of mistakes, but it's wet weather rugby though too. So that's also to be expected. But you gotta love the passion. It's an emotional game there, Mr. Clinton Baker. You gotta play with passion.
Yeah, that's for sure. There's been no shortage of that. Great, Grey Rose. So what do you reckon? We are probably down into the last quarter here, at least.
Oh yeah, we're into the last quarter for sure, but it's still a lot of time. these are the moments that give coaches ulcers. Both sets of coaches' stomachs will be in knots, wishing they hadn't had that last cup of coffee, because that's not helping either, as their heart rate is going at about 180 beats per minute. And it looks like Abby Kay is coming on, who's fantastic. Abby Kay, grade 10 girl, really good athlete, and multi-sport girl, who bit of a great Shawnigan historical means. Kay's house named after her grandfather.
Yeah, she'll be loving this chance to get in the middle and play her part.
Oh, tell you, grade 10 playing in the provincial final. Awesome stuff.
Yeah, for sure. It's you talk about the Shawnigan coaches. What a good job they've done this year. You know, it's always
that's a big loss. That's Chloe Story-Soth, and it looks like she probably took a bit of a head knock, and she's coming off rather gingerly. We need to get a couple other girls out there to help, and Maggie's helping her, who's her great friend and teammate for a few years here at the school, and probably giving her a nice word there. Now, the referee should not allow Carson Graham to go here until these girls are off the field here, just for safety reasons, obviously.
Now, Chloe, if you're going to identify one player Shawnigan wouldn't want to lose, Chloe would be one of those players.
100%. Sure. Whoa, it's a great tackle by Hailey Stevens. How about that? I got to say it. Boompa. Been waiting. Oh, there it is. Counter ruck. Counter ruck. Well driven forward by Maddie Nicholson. Holding on to possession here. And Sydney Hall clearing the ball away. Ball into Kiara Stecco's hands, who's had a number of big carries and tackles. Very physical lady. Oh, that's a tough pass from Sydney Hall. But fortunately, it was knocked on by the Carson Graham defender, who was running forward onto that ball there. It's easier said than done, Matt. It's probably a bit of a slick ball there, and passing it in these conditions is difficult. So I'm sure Sydney would like to have a second go at that one. Set scrum here. Carson Graham player down now.
Hey, we've mentioned Hailey Stevens a few times. She has carried so strongly today and followed on from a pretty solid performance yesterday. She's right in the thick of things.
Yeah, she's last 3 games. She's been great. I think her father's here again. We got to make sure he comes to all the games because she has been inspired by the presence of her dad, who's obviously, I'm sure, very, very proud watching her in this provincial final.
Yeah, I was starting to just mention a few of the coaches. We've got Shannon Atkins, Laura Russell, and Danny Robb, who are, I think they can be really proud of the performance so far, but they won't be breathing too easy, so here we go.
Yeah. It's too early to be patting anybody on the back. Set scrum. We need to be solid here. We've had a bit of trouble in the first half here at the scrum, but we win the hook there. Ball cleared to Sarah Carmichael, and she's cut out Maggie Banks, which is good play because everybody's keying in on Maggie. And then the offload off the deck by Jerry Atkins. That's good rugby. Good tackle by Carson Graham, though. But numbers to the ball. That's good support play there. Ball to Taylor Northcott, who's showing good power in the tackle there, and it's presented the ball well. Again, good support play there to hold on to the ball. We have numbers here. Move the ball. There we go. Go, Abby Kay. Offloaded there on the outside to Michaela Brennan-McCann, who's beaten one defender and then fended off another and set up the ball at the ruck here. Great ball. Sydney Hall playing the forwards off to the right. Isabel Ostrich. She can go. And she's taking the ball forward hard. And we've managed to maintain possession here. Good attempt at the counter ruck by Carson, but Shawnigan able to hold on to the ball. Hailey a little bit high, but she's gotten the ball back, it looks like here. And there's Sarah Carmichael at 10, and she sees the space. Going to offload to Maggie Banks. Oh, there's a big fend. Whoa. And an offload there. Oh, they're calling a forward pass. That's a tough call, but that's good rugby. Good rugby, Mr. Clinton Baker. What do you think of that?
Oh, just the timing of the pass, those little special moments. Sarah Carmichael just delaying the pass, putting Maggie Banks into space. That's such good awareness of where the defense is and putting another player into space. Great stuff.
Watching that fend by Maggie brings back many fond memories of her father, who I used to coach, Ryan Banks, who was a powerful ball carrier himself back in the early 2000s and late 90s. He was a force to be reckoned with.
Well defended, though, to scramble back and have another crack at it. Well done.
Yeah.
Full credit to the Carson girls.
Yeah. Well, they're going to probably have a go here, so we need to come forward here in defense, not give them too much space.
They need points, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, and that's not going to help, that pass. Look at Hakari. That is great. And Jerry Atkins, great defense. Well, good pace by this girl. She's beating Abby on the outside. That's that fly half. And she's kicked ahead.
It's a foot race.
It's a foot race here. Is right. There's Gracie tracking back. Down on the ball. Well done, Gracie McAllister. And what's she going to do here? She's going to kick the ball. Well done. Oh, Carson Graham. She's offside. The referee spotted it.
Oh, a bit of advantage would have been good there.
Bit of advantage for Carson would have been good there, yeah. Quick tap, though. And, both teams have, unfortunately, have the ball not go to hand a couple times, those penalties. And Carson have held on the ball. They're 5 meters from the try line. And holding onto the ball, they're going to come to the short side here with a pick and go. Pick and go to the short side. Well driven back in the tackle by Kiara Stecco again. And they're going to do the same thing, I believe. Yeah, well done. And well tackled by the scrum half, Sydney Hall. You don't see that often. And they're going to pick and go again. They're going to go into a series of pick and goes and try and score through the forwards here, it looks like. I think I'd be trying to get the ball in that number 10's hands. Penalty there, driving through and playing the scrum half. Quick tap and go. And, Maddie Nicholson is going to probably receive a yellow card here for what they deem cynical play, not being back 10 in a try-scoring situation, coming forward and making the tackle. So she may call a penalty try.
I think the try was not certainly going to be scored. They had too much work to do, I think, but certainly a yellow
down
card.
Down to 14, no yellow card. That's the correct call. Much as I don't like it, that's the correct call. So 2 pods of forwards here. They're going to hit it up, and they're going to use the other pod off to the right the same way. Got to come forward here, ladies. Yeah, well done. And you got to make those tackles, though. Oh, well tackled. Ball's about 2 meters short of the try line. Ball stolen. Whoa. Off their feet at the breakdown, the referee's saying, so that's unfortunate, but go face this ball, girls. They're going to tap and go. Same thing, they got 2 pods of forwards here. They'll hit it up one way and then probably go the same way with the second pod. Yep, there we go. They're going to try and use them again, doing the exact same thing. Need to get over to the other side, girls. You have about 6 girls marking nobody. That's a good tackle, though. Need to come forward. Hakari comes forward hard. That fly half makes a nice step. And I think she's tackled just short of the try line. It's called held up.
Unbelievable defense. You know, you saw there. That was multiple phases.
The touch judge or the assistant referee is coming in here to help with the call here. And I'm not sure what she's going to call.
Just looking at the body language of the Shawnigan girls, they were on the line there saying, you run it us, we're going to stop you. Jumping up and down, that's so good to see.
Penalty against Carson at the breakdown. So that is, as you said, Matt, fantastic defense. Now we've got 14 against 15 here and showing the fact that we don't have anybody who can kick the ball. Running it from 5 meters. Well, there we go. Thank you. Maggie Banks, who's the captain or most experienced player, she's going to walk up and say, let's give this thing some welly. And finds touch. And that'll be Shawnigan put in at the line out. Now, we have got to be really close to full time here, Matt.
Yeah, and again, just can't say enough about that defensive stand from Shawnigan. Just willing everybody to come up with them, playing for each other, and taking such pride in their goal line.
Oh, yes.
You can't coach that.
Can't coach that is right, and it's going to be a special moment, I think, in a few minutes here. This sideline is going to explode. Oh, well done. Ooh. Called not straight. And it's going to be a set scrum. Carson Graham given the option scrum or line out, and they've asked for a set scrum. Oh, here we go, Matt. Here we go. This is the referee. Yeah, we're still down a player because Maddie Nicholson was sin binned there. See what they've done. I think they've pulled a forward out. No, I guess they're just playing with 6 forwards in the scrum, and they've made Carson drop a forward because you have to match numbers in the scrum.
Here we go, a chance for probably the game is out of touch now, but a good opportunity to finish strong for the Carson girls.
Yeah. Oh, how's that for defense? Oh, called her a little early. A quick tap and go though, and she's offloaded the ball. And here you go, Carson. They're taking it to him. Offload there. There's that number 10 with a great step and a nice pass to the center on the outside. Well defended. And stay where you are, Hakari on the short side. Well done, atta girl. Some nice little offloads there by Carson. You got to give them credit. They are not rolling over, that's for sure. Playing with some great spirit. Some great defense here. They're going into a pick and go series here, and again they're about 5 meters from the try line. Ball stolen. Hailey Stevens got her hands on the ball there, driven it up hard, and ball in Maggie's hands as she's kicked it down the middle of the field here. Big chase by Gracie McAllister here down the right wing, and she's going to fly hack it. Oh, it goes off the shin of the Carson defender.
That sums it up, doesn't it? Hot on attack, the Carson girls. Shawnigan just time and time again, D'ing up, turnover, pressure relieved. That sums up the game, maybe.
That's a yellow. She's being very technical here. She's right. It is a yellow card, but It's such a technical call. I know it's a provincial final, but they're kids, and you know, I'd be surprised if some of the coaches even know what they called there.
Yeah, there wasn't much in that, was there?
No. She was in an offside position, played the ball after the knock-on, so it's deemed cynical play, and coach. We have some great news to share at the provincial quarterfinal for the Colts, our grade 10 boys, with a 74-7 win over Brentwood College to advance to the provincial semifinals next week out in Abbotsford. Fantastic news. Well done, coaches Monroe, Plater, and Anktal. That's fantastic news. The Colts into the provincial semifinals along with the first 15 into the provincial. That's great stuff. Maria Guadarrama going out there to finish off the last play or two of the game here. She will be stoked. Not straight. It's got to be darn near full-time. Set scrum called. Carson Graham ball.
Player of the game time there, Mr. Murdy. It's almost unfair to single out one player.
Yeah, you know what? I've got an easy one for me. Called her name several times. Did a number of big tackles and ball carriers. Kiara Stacko has been very inspirational and very physical. And exactly what the doctor ordered on a wet weather day.
Yeah,
how about yourself?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. There's not one person that I think has done as much as her, although it has been a huge team effort. She's stood out as something special. Great team effort, but Kiara has been so dominant physically in this match. It's just it's great to see. She's getting to express herself physically as a goalie in ice hockey, so it gives her a chance to finally lay the lumber on somebody else herself, which is probably quite fun for her. Maddie Nicholson back on from the sin bin, which is nice. Again, another grade 12 girl to be out there for the. Looking forward to this final whistle. I'm sure they are all pretty excited. There's lots of hugs going on already down on the sideline from some of the girls that haven't gotten on, but our little Japanese Hakari, sorry, thank you, is just come off. So nice to see her get some hugs from some of her teammates. There's that 2-4 switch. They run so effectively. Great tackle, Maggie Banks, and great work at the breakdown by Sarah Carmichael. And Carson working hard though to get the ball back themselves. Playing off to the left of the forwards, but didn't go to hand. Nice step by the fly half. Look at her go. She has got to be your player of the game for Carson Graham for sure. Carson, the Shawnigan defender, Taylor Northcott off her feet at the breakdown there. And here we go. They're going to tap and play here. Carson, good for them. They want to finish off with a try, and that's nice to see. There's a tap. She's running. Whoa, look at that tackle. You like that? I love it. Ball stolen. And Maggie Banks fittingly has cleaned it up and given it to Gracie McAllister. And I think if we just get into touch, it's going to be pretty much full time. Let it out.
Ball played off to Maria Guadarrama, who stepped and taken the ball up harder, probably
good
hoping
decision.
Nobody hits her leg. And ball cleared up to here. There she is, Kiara Stacko, player of the game. Look at her. Oh, unfortunate knock on in the tackle. Good step. There's the fly half. Again, a couple good steps and an offload. Got it to the outside center, who is a very athletic young lady. Great tackle by Maggie, though, right around the legs. And good work at the breakdown by Michaela Brennan McCann to steal the ball. I think Shawnigan is trying to get the ball off the paddock right now. And there you go.
Well done, girls. Look at that.
That is great stuff. Look at the girls are obviously really emotional, and as they should be. Winners of the back-to-back provincial championship.
Yeah, so good for Shawnigan, but I think you got to recognize the Carson girls as well. They'll be bitterly disappointed, but gee whiz, they contributed so much to that final, and good on them.
It was a great final because there was two great teams for sure. And, Carson Graham can keep their heads very high. They played right to the end and maybe a bit unlucky at times, but unlucky because the Shawnigan girls, their defense was really outstanding and created so much for them. So we're going to have the medal presentations, trophy presentations, and the presentation of the banner, which will be proudly displayed down in the Sportsplex as soon as we can get it up there. But an emotional time for the Carson Graham coaches who are retiring from coaching after this game. So they'll be the two main coaches, Rick Pimlott and Brad Baker, who have been at it for many, many years. Great servants of the game and great guys, friends of mine for many, many years. And we are the champions, playing loud here, which is nice.
Yeah, great game of rugby, played in the right spirit, well controlled by the referees, well supported by the fans. Even the wet weather sort of seemed to suit it, it all came together for a fantastic day of rugby.
Oh yeah, no question. How about this for sportsmanship? Carson Graham girls jogging over to shake the hands of the officials.
It's one of the things that makes this sport so special.
That's impressive.
Yeah, good on them.
Well done, Carson Graham. The hooker down there, I had a nice little chat with her before the game. She's a really polite and nice young lady who was very grateful that Shawnigan Lake was very gracious and helpful to Carson. We actually knew that they were going to be our chief rivals, but we helped them out. We put them up at the school for the past few days in our guest boarding house, Lucky House, and again, that's what the sport is all about. It's a sport of mutual respect and sportsmanship, and as two schools, it's nice to be able to do that. I have a little bit of a sentimental tie myself with Carson, as that's the school that I went to, and good friends with the coaches.
Talk about sentimental, some of the grade 12s. Maybe it's dawning on them what they've achieved, and maybe, certainly for the last time as a high school student, it'll be hitting them in the heart.
100%. Girls coming over and getting their just desserts here for sure, with the nice clap from the spectators, and school is rightfully very proud of these young ladies.
Yeah, you look at some of the individual performances, and we've singled out a few of them, but just keep coming back to it, the cohesiveness and the pride they took in their defense. I think that was a real bedrock of this win today.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's playing to the conditions, really, recognizing what a big difference line speed and defense is going to make in a game like today. So the girls celebrating their spectators and support there with clap themselves for those that brave the weather to be out here to support them. Now we can say a few nice words about the Shawnigan coaches and what a great job they've done. The coaches, Shannon Atkins, whose daughter was the fullback, Danny Robb, who coaches 3 different sports here at the school, and Laura Russell, who is unfortunately away. Well, not unfortunately. She's away with the national senior women's team, so it's great for her. It's too bad for her that she couldn't be here to enjoy the moment herself as well with the girls, because she is putting a lot of work with these ladies. People don't realize that these girls work hard, not just rugby season. They work hard in the off season as well, doing a lot of extra conditioning, working on their skills, working on their understanding of the game, and that's why it's very rewarding for everybody to see that hard work pay off and be seen. So Brad, who is the head coach of Carson, is also the head of the president of BC Schools Girls Rugby. both teams being recognized for a well-played final. There's two good players right there.
Yeah, they had great games.
Yeah. The hooker and the fly half, both really, really good players. Hope they stay in the game. That's great. And that obviously will be tough for Brad to make that presentation. Again, this is his last year coaching, so he obviously very proud of the girls and the work he's done, and this is the moment that you play for here, Matt.
Yeah, it's such a symbol that requires such hard work and such blood, sweat, and tears. So the Shawnigan girls will be appreciating this.
Oh yes. Yep. And you know, as we were saying at the halftime, what a special opportunity also to be able to share it with the original Iron Women who were here today as part of the celebration of women in sport here at Shawnigan, but also the anniversary, the 30th anniversary of coeducation, to have those girls here and to be able to enjoy something that they started. Hopefully they're taking great pride in it themselves.
Oh yeah, that culture has built up over time, and Shawnigan girls rugby is in a very strong place at the moment. Maggie and Maria.
There we go.
They're two fantastic young ladies.
It's not hard to, or it's tough not to have a bit of a lump in the throat there, Mr. Quentin Baker.
All right, well, I'm not sure about commentating on awards presentations. Should we call it a day, or
call it a day? Well, let's see the trophy and banner.
Okay, that's fine.
That's the big one. Hopefully they have enough medals.
It's a big squad, isn't it?
Big squad, yeah. You got. I hope they have a little celebration with the trophy there. What was the final? 20 to 7, I believe.
20 to 7. Yeah, it was.
Just letting the coaches that are coming back with the Colts know.
Yeah, so that's the girls' provincials done and dusted, like you say, over in Abbotsford. That's where the Colts and the first 15s boys competitions are played. So still some good rugby ahead this season as this school year comes to an end. Holy smokes, flies by. Looking down across that team, that squad, there will be some players who didn't even take the field today who will be benefiting. You know, just seeing what it takes and really learning some of the lessons from those mentors, the Maggies and some of the older players, the Kiaras and the Maddie Nicholsons. That rubs off, and I think they'll take those lessons forward and carry on the good work.
Just checking out my texts here. I have all kinds of texts from a variety of interested rugby listeners that have been having a good chuckle at our expense now.
That's not a polished product, really, but I think we do our best, don't we?
Even Mr. Hall. If you're there, Mr. Hall, I hope you enjoyed today's final. You're a big part of this.
We just want to take a moment to show our respects and thank you to this man here, Brad Baker. He's been the president of the BC High School Girls Rugby Association for the last 16 years.
Brad being recognized for his long-time service as president of BC Girls Rugby.
An old mate of yours. You know him well, don't you?
Oh, I know him very well, yeah. And I know his co-coach, Rick Pimlott, very well, too. There you go. Now let's see if the girls all get together and have a big... I get the old photo. Well done, ladies.
Thanks, ladies. Happy setting. Well, quick, let's take a moment to show our respects and thank you to this man here, Brad Baker. He's been the president of the BC High School Girls Rugby Association for the last 16 years.
There they go. Like the cork out of a bottle.
There we go. Well, it was worth the wait, man. Good job, bud. That was a lot of fun. And maybe we'll take this on the traveling road show. I'll get it soon.
But they have our contact details.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers, Moose.
Take care.